A mutual dance, partnering with chaos. How would it feel if you were dancing with a partner who constantly tried to control the dance? If you are unable to be receptive, then that is what you are doing with the vast creative nature within you. How would it feel if you sat in an art class and the instructor stood over your shoulder, telling you exactly which lines to draw? You would start feeling like a robot. Your spirit would slowly wither and hide. And yet this is what your conscious mind does to your inner voice when it takes over control. And here's the bottom line. No matter how hard it tries, your conscious mind can never be completely in control. And the fact is, life is healthier and a lot more exciting when you don't try to control everything, because the full spectrum of your consciousness has a chance to support you. Hijacking all your action with your conscious mind leaves no room for intuition to come through, for creativity to blossom, and for chaos to create art in your life. It leaves no room for the mutual dance between you and all creation. Hopefully, any desire you have to be in full control hasn't put you at the end of your rope, about to burn and crash from a lack of rest and an overdose of coffee, or worse. Hopefully, if you have an overabundance of commitments and a lack of receptivity in your life, it is only a trend, and hopefully that trend will be easy to pull back from before it becomes a real disaster. The best part? The solution doesn't involve trying to make time in your schedule for rest, at least not in the way that you might normally think of it. To build your pillar of receptivity, there is no need for you to take long walks in nature, meditate for 2 hours a day, take naps, or get a nanny. Not that it wouldn't be great, just not necessary. Remember, it's not about having or not having time. It's really a fear of losing control and not being perfect, not living up to your internalized expectations of yourself that closes the door on your ability to receive. And the reason you may have this fear of losing control, it's because when your pillar of receptivity is not in place, a part of you really does feel out of control. That part of you is constantly chasing an image of what you are supposed to be, but it can never quite seem to attain it. You might feel like you are constantly trying to catch up with something and never doing enough. The solution is building your ability to be receptive and accepting that you deserve support even though you are imperfect. You accomplish this by first building your connection to a source of love and nourishment within you, and to whatever degree you have already done that. The next step is enhancing your ability to receive that love and nourishment by stepping into the spaciousness and timelessness that exists in between the moments, even for just a few seconds at a time. And you need to learn to do this even though it feels like stepping into that timelessness will bring chaos to the false order your mind has tried to create. You need to let that false order come crashing down and be willing to sit with the uncomfortable feelings it will produce, at least initially. When you enter a spacious, timeless, and receptive state, you tune into a higher genius and find that creative and out-of-the-box ideas and perspectives are simply handed to you. You learn to receive the love and nourishment you need to courageously follow your inner voice. The irony, once again, is that you may blame time limitations for holding you back, but in reality, it's not taking a few seconds here and there to be receptive to a timeless source of inspiration within you that causes all the stress. If this situation is bad for you, what you may not realize is that if you don't become more receptive to support, life will fly by in a panicked blur, and that it really will be the end of your world and body before you know it. If you want to make a real and positive impact on the world and the people you love, you will need to realize that it's better to be present than to be perfect. It's hard to have a relationship with somebody who's never there. When you build the pillar of receptivity, all your relationships and activities fall into place because it is only in co-creation with your inner voice that you can really create the kind of harmony you are looking for. The reactive mind can't do it. You need to learn to take those moments of inspired rest throughout your day, and in those moments, be willing to receive the love and nourishment you need. The conscious mind is limited and isn't meant to be as active as we have made it in the modern era. Think about our ancestors. living tribal lives close to nature. They walked everywhere and were acutely aware of their environment. As they walked, they would read messages on the ground, their senses naturally attuned to discern where food might be or animals might be hiding. They lived the mystery of it and had plenty of time to be curious and be in between the moments, processing, balancing, observing, integrating, imagining, and receiving inspiration from beyond. It is only in that kind of mindset that intuition can come through. Journaling prompts. 1. Do you deserve support even though you are imperfect? 2. Is there a part of you that feels it's not doing enough? If so, unconsciously, who is that part of you trying to please or impress? 3. Who do you want to be there for in your life that perhaps you don't spend enough time with? Take action. Timelessness meditation. Description. Close your eyes and slip into an in-between moment, inviting a sense of timelessness, whatever your current understanding of that may be. Observe your mind and notice 2 things. First, how difficult is it for you to enter that state? Second, when you try and enter it, what emotions and fears turn up in your mind? Describe your experience.